Look at that. This is the GoPro Hero 10, y'all. Look at this motherfucking sexy ass camera. So I've been using the GoPro Hero 10 for non-action stuff. It's pocketable, it has a great image, and the stabilization is crazy good. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why all that makes this the best BTS camera money can buy. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Iamtongue, and today I'm going to be talking about the GoPro Hero 10, baby. I've been using this camera as my behind the scenes camera for quite some time now, probably like 5-6 months. And because we live in a social media world where everything is content this, I need to get that content. We need to show our process. We need to show how we got the shot. We need to show the location of the shot. I wanted something that wasn't going to get in the way of what I initially was set out to do, and that is to take portraits. I put the GoPro on a mounting thread right here. I mount that thread to a cold shoe mount, and then I put this on top of my camera. And then from there, I attach it to my camera and I just press record, and I just forget about it while I'm shooting. And it does a great job at getting the footage. The only thing that I don't like is that it breaks the footage down into multiple files. I wish that it was just one file. It's just a minor nuisance that I have to adjust to when I'm putting them onto my timeline. Another thing I like is that this camera can shoot at 5.3K 60p footage. And being that this is a BTS camera, I like shooting this at 5.3K at 24p. So that way I can crop in a bit after in post and still have resolution for a clean, crisp footage. I find it very versatile just in case I need to reframe my 4K timeline. Another thing I like about the GoPro Hero 10 is the frame rate options that you have. It can shoot up to, again, 5.3K at 60p. It can also shoot at 4K 120. And I keep this running until the battery dies, which eventually dies within an hour, which is good enough for me. Another thing I like about this camera is the size. Sometimes when my mirrorless setup becomes just too much, I like taking this thing out and just start vlogging myself with it, like this. Hi, how's it going? What's up? How's it going? You all right? You all right? And I have a great time using this lens as a TikTok camera, meaning that I film in portrait orientation and I go out and capture some footage to use on my TikTok. I think the image quality is a bit better than the iPhone. You can film in a flat profile, which offers a lot of flexibility to color grade your footage. Another thing I like is their stabilization. Hyper smooth is what the GoPro is calling their stabilization in this camera. And I have zero complaints. I think it looks absolutely stunning. My footage is incredibly smooth. No matter what I throw at it, it's great. I'm not a person who is like very graceful and elegant when I'm vlogging. So I'm very jagged and it's very chaotic when I film, because it looks like this at the end of it. Like I just look like I'm shaking all the time, like I had too many coffees. So it's great that the Hyper Smooth really smooths that out for me, making the footage enjoyable to view on my laptop. Man, those are underrated for real. Let's talk about the build quality of this camera. It's one of the reasons why I like this camera. It's really short and tiny, and then you can put it in cases like the GoPro accessories that they have out there. You can buy those cheap ones on Amazon, which makes this a very compelling action camera to use as your BTS. Obviously, the competitor for this camera is the DJI Action 2. I thought about that camera, but I looked at it. It doesn't look robust. It looks like it can break, and that's not what I want with an action camera. Especially if I'm just using this behind the scenes. I would like to know that if something were to happen and I drop it, it's going to be okay. And I've just seen so many stories with the DJI Osmo Action 2 just falling, and then it just breaks the lens, right? It just cracks the lens. So I was a little bit worried with that. So I chose the robust route, and it worked out fine. The size of this camera makes it an inconspicuous piece of gear. Not many people pay attention to GoPros because they've seen it so many times. They look at the GoPros and they think, okay, it's not a big deal. It's just a toy. They're just recording. No big deal. Again, no one's gonna bother me. No one's gonna look at me funny. I can just go on about my business. I can put this camera in my pocket, put this away in my bag, and it doesn't add much weight to my kit. And again, it's packed with a powerful specs, which is freaking amazing. So another way I use this camera is with the GoPro Max lens mod. It's this lens right here. You see this? This is one of the reasons why I chose this camera over the Action 2. And what it actually does when you're using this is add further stabilization and keeps your horizon leveled no matter which way you're flailing it. You can do a full 360 turn and it won't move. It'll keep it straight. It will keep the horizon plane straight, which is a fucking amazing feature to have. So why I like this GoPro Max Mod lens is because whenever I'm sharing my behind the scenes process with my viewers, and obviously I go from landscape to portrait when I'm shooting, and that's often, that leaves the footage to switch into portrait mode and having black bars on the side. And I think that's just a waste of space. Putting this on, you can get 2.7K footage regardless of what orientation you are in, and the horizon plane will stay leveled. Now this is great because it's still a good looking footage at 2.7K, and I can easily use this to crop in with good details for my TikToks if I ever want to remix my footage to a 9:16 aspect ratio. This was the reason that sold me on getting the GoPro 10 over the Osmo Action 2. So look at this. Right there. If I'm doing this, it's still leveled. Isn't that crazy? How crazy is that? What is this? What is this sorcery? Okay, well, I gotta change batteries. BRB. I forgot to mention this, but this camera is also waterproof up to 30 meters, which is great. For me, I like the peace of mind that a little rain won't hurt this camera. And again, I live by the water as well, so if it ever gets misty while I'm filming, I'm going to be okay. Obviously, this camera isn't perfect, but it has some things that I don't like, and it's very, very minor, and it's very nitpicky at this point. One thing that I don't like is after an hour of filming 5.3K footage at 24p, it does get a tad warm, but that is to be expected when you're filming at 5.3K for over an hour. And there's not very much ventilation. Everything is just warm in this tiny little body. And another thing that I don't like is the user interface. And I feel like there's a little bit of a delay by a few milliseconds whenever you're like swiping through the modes. And I used to come from the original DJ Osmo Action, and I find that navigating around the option, the menu, the modes, and the frames were smooth and responsive. But with the GoPro, I think that it's just not as quick and responsive. And that's all I really have for cons when I'm using this camera. There's not much because, like, again, I'm not using this to like do action sports or anything like that. So it's been a very reliable tool to have in my kit whenever I'm shooting my BTS stuff. And there you have it, folks. That is my review on the GoPro Hero 10. Again, I don't use it like an action camera. I don't think regular folks who use this camera are out there doing crazy shit every day, like mountain biking in the jungle, skydiving, and like just swimming with sharks and surfing and all that shit. Most people are probably using this for their travels, their vlogs, showing their everyday things. And that's how I use my GoPro 10, and I enjoy the shit out of this camera. It hasn't failed on me once. And every time I go out and shoot, I have footage to share because of this trusty, robust little camera that no one takes seriously. And you know, you turn it on and let it do its thing, and it's been working out great for me. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on the GoPro Hero 10? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you have it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media at Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all at Iamtongue. That's where you're gonna see more of my work. And once again, my name is Tongue, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Okay, bye.